Hello and a warm welcome to Nationwide on the NTA. I am Ifoma Ojinta and happy Workers' Day. President Bola Tinubu salutes Nigerian workers for their fidelity to the peace, progress and development of the nation, evident in their tireless efforts and patriotic zeal to keep the national engine running. In a statement by his special advisor, Media and Publicity, Nigerian Gelali, the president celebrates all workers from the clerical officer who ensures the proper documentation and distribution of correspondence, the security officer who remains ever dutiful through all seasons, the teacher who secures the future of the nation by imparting knowledge to the next generation, and the doctors who work relentlessly to save precious lives. He affirms that his administration remains committed to improving the welfare of all workers, noting the various relief programs, including the wage award and the imminent minimum wage review. President Tinubu strongly believes that the custodians of the nation's machinery deserve a fair wage and enhanced welfare, and that a laborer is deserving of not just any reward, but fair and commensurate wages. The president assures Nigerian workers of his dedication to not only improving their welfare, but also enhancing their working conditions and providing the necessary tools for them to succeed. Now, the people first, the theme of the 2024 Workers' Day goes beyond a slogan as labor unions in the country reaffirm their commitment in fueling the engine of national development with the welfare of Nigerian workers as top priority. It was also echoes of acknowledgement of the sacrifices of Nigerian workers at the 2024 Workers' Day celebration in Abuja as the trade unions calls for review of year of service for workers from 60 to 65 and 35 to 40 years. Ignatius Onkwo reports.
A nation, its workforce and the dynamics of socio-economic development. In time and space, workers have shown burning desire for national development. The resilience of the Nigerian workers remain their distinct feature. Nigerian workers! At the Eagle Square, Abuja, workers' unions in their colorful attires converged in commemoration of the 2024 Workers' Day. The People First, the theme of the event, highlights the priority labor movement placed on workers. A day not just to drum support for a better working condition for workers, but to also draw the attention of government to critical national issues that need urgent attention.
Putting people first isn't just a slogan. It is a moral imperative. Governance must prioritize the well-being of citizens. Our success as a nation hinges on policies that uplift and empower every individual. We must bridge the gap between the governed and the government.
An immediate reversal of the unilateral hike in electricity tariff, enshrinement of service reflective tariff, and stoppage of segregation of consumers.
Where every worker is valued.
Minister of State for Labour, Nkiru Onyeji-Ocha, observed that the wage awards to workers and the ongoing review of the national minimum wage, which must take effect from May 1st, speak to federal government's commitment to ensuring socio-economic justice for Nigerian workers.
You will recall that on January 30th, 2024, the federal government took a decisive step towards enhancing the welfare of Nigerian workers by inaugurating a 37-man tripartite committee on minimum wage. We want to reassure Nigerian workers that we are working diligently around the clock with organized labor to conclude negotiations and ensure a successful outcome. Our commitment is unwavering.
The National Assembly also acknowledged the role of the Nigerian workers in adding value to the Nigerian economy.
Remember that I am a comrade, ready to listen, ready to support, and ready to fight for your rights. The Senate and I will continue to strive for a future where every worker is treated with dignity, respect, and fairness.
International Workers' Day officially became a public holiday in Nigeria in 1981. In Abuja, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has assured Nigerian workers that the National Assembly and the executive arm of government would work collaboratively to give them a living wage and better working conditions. He gave the assurance in a statement congratulating the workers as they commemorate the 2024 May Day. He has told the sterling qualities of the Nigerian worker, which include patriotism, hard work, resilience, and dedication to duty. On this year's theme for Workers' Day, ensuring safety and health at work in a changing climate, Akpabio promised that the National Assembly under his leadership will ensure that no Nigerian worker will again be allowed to work under inhuman conditions, as everything will be done to give them the best. In the same vein, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, and the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, have described Labour as a critical stakeholder in nation building. They say this year's theme resonates with the agenda of the 10th House of Representatives towards addressing climate change-related issues and ensuring a safer and healthier working environment for Nigerian workers. Similarly, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu salutes the immense contributions of the nation's workforce, praising its dedication, resilience, and innovation. In a personal message to mark this year's Workers' Day, the First Lady also salutes the teachers who nurture young minds, the farmers who cultivate the land, the doctors and nurses who safeguard the people's health, the engineers who take care of infrastructure, and countless others who dedicate their skills and energy to building a better Nigeria. She desires that today the country should not only celebrate work, but also reflect on how there can be a better and more productive workforce. While celebrating the spirit of work with pride, the First Lady called on workers to continue to be sources of strength, prosperity, and national progress for the country. And to other news now, the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons has begun the process of consultations for the voluntary repatriation of Nigerians in Chad and Cameroon. The Federal Commissioner Tijani Aliu Ahmed said this while addressing members of the tripartite working group in Abuja. Ruth Agwele reports.
These are members of the tripartite working group, drawn from different parastatals and development partners, deliberating on plans that will begin the process of voluntary repatriation of Nigerian refugees in Chad and Cameroon, in line with its mandate of ensuring adequate protection of the rights of refugees in the country. The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, in partnership with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, is already in consultations with the host countries to put the necessary modalities in place before their return.
We look at all the issues to ensure that we didn't go outside the international best practice of repatriation, and to assure our Nigerians who are living in Chad and in Cameroon, and the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is making frantic effort to ensure their return back to the country.
We are able to have participatory discussions with those who want to return back to understand what has prompted their desire to come back. Do they feel safe enough to come back? Where do they want to come back to? Are they informed of the conditions? Do they agree? And then we will offer them with documentation that states their profile, their family, and their specific needs.
As part of intervention measures, efforts are on for the rehabilitation and reintegration of the prospective returnees. Out of about 21,000 Nigerians in Chad, 6,000 will be repatriated from the country, and 14,000 Nigerians in Cameroon are expected to return home in due time. In Abuja, Ruth Aguela, NTA News.
Ogun State government has sealed the premises of the compressed natural gas company responsible for the gas explosion that rocked Itawoshin area of Abeokuta, killed a middle-aged man and destroyed property. Yemi Dalemo has a situation report.
It was a black Saturday for residents of Itaoshin in Abeokuta who on the 27th of April were caught up in a gas tanker explosion that destroyed means of livelihood including commercial vehicles and shops. The Ogun State government, after its preliminary investigation, indicted the company for negligence, noting that the government will do everything possible to prevent future reoccurrence. The Senior Special Assistant to Governor Dapo Abiodun on Environment Matters, Farouk Akintunde, who led the team to the premises of the company located at Onijogon area of Ewekoro, local government area of Ogun State, said the state government will conduct safety and audit tests on all trucks being used by the compressed natural gas companies before commencement of operations across the state.
As a regulatory body that is strictly in control of all these matters, we believe there is need for us to conduct safety and audit tests on all their trucks to prevent future occurrence. And in doing so, we have to shut down the premises. And after shutting down the premises, all other procedures will now follow.
Ogun State government cautioned operators of gas businesses in the state to always put in place necessary precautionary measures for their safety and the lives of others, adding that as a business-friendly state, it derives no pleasure in sealing off business premises. In the meantime, the scene of the accident had been cleared for the free flow of vehicles and other commercial activities. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
And live from Abeokuta is still Yemi Dalemo, who will tell us more on these developments. Now, Yemi, tell us, what is the situation now? Hello, Yemi, can you hear me? Hello, Yemi, can you hear me?
To some customers before it had a brake failure around this area, and it was the CNG that vehicle was using that actually caught fire and exploded, causing that massive destruction that we witnessed. Now, if it had been the CNG that was at the back of that truck that caught fire, you know that the devastation and the destruction will be more than this. Now, going forward now, the state government has said that he is not going to condone any act of negligence or omission or the company failing to do what they need to do in the task of protecting the lives of the people and their businesses. As it has been said that it was the negligence of that driver of the truck that caused what we are witnessing. And the government is going to compensate the affected owners. If you look back behind me now, you will see some women seated at their shop. Those are the people that were affected. Their shops were affected by the incident. And the government is saying that 100 meters on both ends of the incident, they're going to conduct an integrity test for structures to determine their validity and to know the effect of the explosion and fire on those buildings. This is also to ensure that there is safety for our people. And just now I've been told that the Minister of State for Petroleum and the actual Minister in charge of Petroleum Resources are in town in Abeokuta now, and they have visited this place. So I have with me the Senior Special Assistant to Governor Dapo Abiodun on Environment Matters, who conducted the ministers round this area to see the level of devastation that has occurred. He's going to tell us more on the visit of the minister and what the federal government has said they are going to do, and also the effort of the Ogun State government. I have Mr. Farouk Akintunde with me. Sir, the minister has been here and they have seen what happened. So what is the way forward? What is the government going to do about this incident now?
Yeah, thank you. Because we have a leader in this country, a passionate leader who is very much concerned about the welfare and well-being of the citizens. In the person of Mr. President, he has sent a delegation, a high-powered delegation to Abuja today, and those delegations were led by the Deputy Governor of Ogun State, and on the entourage we have the Honorable Commissioner for both transport and environment.
All right, man. Well, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources and the actual minister in charge of petroleum resources, Senator Enikin Lokobiri, has been here. I've been told that they have visited this place and they have even gone to the company to see what can be done. They have engaged the company, the operators of that business, and there are some positions that the government is going to roll out to ensure that there is safety in terms of operation of gas business in Ogun State. And that's it from now from Ogun State. As it's unfolds, we're going to tell you the details of the minister's visits to Ogun State as regarding this incident.
Very much indeed, Yemi, for that update. Thank you. Okay, moving on now, we head over to our Maiduguri Network Center for more Nationwide with Ladidi. Hello, Ladidi.
Maiduguri, glad to have you join us. Borno State has joined the rest of the world in the celebration of the International Workers' Day, also known as Labor Day. The annual occasion marked on May 1st brought to the fore the courage and sacrifice of the workers to global stability and progress. Maimuna Garba reports.
Despite the uncommon challenges workers in the state face in the area of security concerns, their spirit, resilience and dedication have become more evident in their celebrations. The atmosphere at the Ramot Square, Maiduguri, was that of tranquility and hope as Governor Babagana Umar Zulum, represented by Deputy Governor Umar Usman Kadafur, graced the occasion.
This will no doubt injure us to do even more to our workers. In this regard, I urge all civil servants to key into our transformation agenda towards to fast-track our economic recovery after a decade of his service for rebuilding our society where peace, security and development.
Head of Service Malam Fanami echoed similar sentiments, emphasizing the government's dedication to improving the working environment for all workers. The NLC and TUC also extended words of encouragement and support to both the workers and the government, emphasizing solidarity and collaboration in addressing the needs and concerns of workforce.
There was a loan, 2 billion naira loan for workers. Permanent secretaries been appointed from within the service, not outside the service. And these are all achievements of the labor in this state.
Despite all the complaints, we stood firm in ensuring that we discharge our responsibilities as at and when due.
In Maiduguri, Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has commended Borno State Governor Babagana Umar Zulum for his passion towards enhancing the livelihood of Borno citizens. The mission director, USAID, Melissa Jones, made the commendation in Maiduguri during her visit to the government house, Maiduguri. Mohammed Gwani reports.
The United States Agency for International Development Mission Director to Nigeria, Melissa Jones, held meeting with the Borno State Governor Babagana Umar Zulum behind closed doors, after which she briefed journalists.
This governor is very passionate about ensuring the livelihood, the well-being of his citizens. That is what we as USAID, as a contributor to Borno State, will continue to do.
The USAID Country Director added that the partnership between the agency and the state authorities will be strengthened by her visit, saying the officials of the agency are appreciative of the governor's thought, leadership and direction and assured of continued partnership. During the visit, Governor Babagana Umar Zulum stressed that Borno State government will shift its focus from short-term humanitarian solution to a longer-term development-driven approach.
We still need the humanitarian support. All the concerns of the humanitarian partners will be addressed, and we shall work towards to see how areas that are in need will continue to receive humanitarian support from USAID and other partners. But most importantly, We want to see how government of Borno State will take the lead, how government of Borno State will ensure effective coordination, monitoring and evaluation.
Professor Zulum extended gratitude to the government of the United States of America and the U.S. International Development Agency for the continued support to Borno State. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
Those are the trending stories from the Home of Peace. Nationwide continues with Ifoma in Abuja. After this time out, stay with us.
Thanks for staying tuned. The Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, has launched the federal government performance bond, making it one of the agencies of government to first domesticate the performance management system. Charles Alpha reports that the hybrid training was organized for NTA staff on grade level 14 and above.
The acronym PMS is the performance bond, also known as the performance management system or key performance indicators, designed to measure performance of ministries, departments and agencies of government. This is what the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, has launched and ready to adopt to become operational in line with the federal government's mandate for improved and efficient service delivery in the public service. The Director General of NTA, Saliu Abdulhamid Dembos, said the PMS stands on 7 key indicators which are goal setting, planning, feedback, evaluation, remuneration and reward, as well as documentation.
As managers, we will all be the drivers of this change that will ultimately improve the performance of NTA and enable NTA to achieve its targets. You either key in or you key out.
The federal government introduced the performance management system, which is going to be a more frequent type of appraisal of the performance of staff. And that is what we are giving life to today.
The Office of the Head of Service of the Federation commended NTA for being among the agencies of government to adopt the performance bond.
I'm happy when I see that you are projecting your core values. The pillar I was sitting there, I saw the core values. So when people don't know the mission, the vision, the core value of an organization, they are likely not to go the same direction that the organization is going.
General Manager, NTA International and Chairman, PMS Implementation Committee, NTA, Oganya Simon, said staff performance evaluation will now be based on the PMS quarterly as against the annual appraisal by the organization.
One thing is key. Whatever we do, we need to align it with the goals of NTA. And so PMS just sets about to make sure that employees and resources are all geared towards achieving those goals.
Charles Alpha, NTA News.
It's now time to go over to our Ibadan Network Center with Kemi as our guide for more on Nationwide. Good to see you, Kemi.
To see you to Ifoma and welcome to Ibadan. Workers in Oyo State have joined their counterparts across the country to mark year 2024 May Day as they acknowledged the state government for prioritizing welfare of workers in the state. Grace Ayonleke captured the celebration tagged People First in our reports.
Re-echoing various solidarity chants, workers from both formal and informal sectors of the economy gathered in their numbers to celebrate themselves.
We are agitating for living wage, which we believe that very, very soon the government will announce what we are expecting and will make everything easy for us.
Inflation, minimum wage issue, and the sudden fuel hike rise militating against the masses, asking the government at all levels to please quickly address the situation.
Acknowledging the importance of labor in wealth creation, Oyo State government commended the resilience of the workers.
Current negotiation that is going between the administration and various labor unions, as soon as that negotiation is concluded, we will promptly implement.
Committed to providing a conducive environment where workers can thrive and contribute productively to economic growth and national development. And in alignment with 2024 Workers' Day central theme, ensuring safety and health at work in a changing climate, the government is dedicated to fulfilling its promises as various policies are rolled out to tackle poverty, which is a ripple effect of the global economic downturn. In Ibadan, Grace Ayonleke, NTA News.
Thank you, Grace. Adoption of modern farming practices such as mechanized farming, crop rotation and soil conservation techniques have been identified as a panacea for increased agricultural productivity, improved soil quality and ultimately increased income for farmers. This was the agreement at the 2024 Research Proposal Review of the Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria, CRIN. Kendo Molosho reports.
The Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria, CRIN, in Ibadan, with the mandate of conducting research and promoting interface between scientific expertise and farmers of cash crops such as cocoa, cola, and coffee in Nigeria, has over the years established the platform, thereby ensuring farmers reap better produce, which will in turn boost the nation's agricultural exports. Executive Director CRIN, Dr. Patrick Adebola, stressed the need for researchers to come up with laudable proposals to access the better funding, which will in turn be beneficial to the farmers and the society at large.
Several varieties of mandate crops have been developed, and these varieties are high yielding, they are disease resistant, and we are ready to roll those type of materials out to our farmers.
Today we are talking about food security. And if we are talking about food security, we want to screen those proposals to make sure that it meets the agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Other stakeholders draw support for researchers to have a clear and concise project while dwelling on existing challenges, get towards providing solutions.
Our own lot as farmers is to do the bit we can and expect some sort of assistance from government so that we can produce enough.
The 3-day in-house proposal review has as its theme prevented development of cocoa, cola, coffee, cashew, and tea for sustainable circular economic growth in Nigeria. 3 participants from across the country. In Ibadan, Kehinde Omolosho, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. More reports on Nationwide after the break with Chinenye in Enugu. Don't go away.
Well, Nationwide continues here in Abuja with me as we are having some issues connecting with our Enugu networks in town. Now, the crucial role infrastructure plays in the socio-economic development of any nation can determine the growth of its people as it provides access through which commerce flows, connecting communities, facilitating trade and fostering economic growth in a dynamic landscape. Haman Jabani reports that this came to the fore at the lunchtime reform series with the Bureau of Public Service Reforms and Federal Road Maintenance Agency.
The engagement, which is for collaboration and collective action, helps stakeholders share experiences, identify challenges, and chart a new course for the development of infrastructure in the country, particularly roads and service delivery in public service. In his paper titled Road Infrastructure Plans and Priorities of FEMA vis-a-vis President Tinubu's Renew Hope Agenda, Managing Director, Federal Road Maintenance Agency, Chukwemeka Agbasi, says the agency is working hard to achieve its strategic goals by maximizing existing road assets through maintenance, long and short-term plans.
These initiatives will bring about maximizing the serviceability of the nationwide highway system that connects all major cities and regions as enshrined in the Renewed Hope agenda of the President to Nigerians.
Director General, Bureau of Public Service Reforms, Dasuki Arabi, noted that the President's development agenda embodies a comprehensive blueprint for maintenance and construction of federal road networks.
The efficient maintenance and expansion of our road networks are not merely infrastructure projects. They are pathways to progress, avenues of opportunity, and conduits of change. Within the context of this agenda, the role of FEMA is paramount.
The two chiefs insist that attitudinal change for road users, embracing the culture of maintenance through rehabilitation will aid all-round development. Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
We have been able to connect with our Enugu Network Center now, and Chinenye will be giving us the next set of stories on Nationwide. Hello, Chinenye.
Thank you so much, Ifeoma. Welcome to Enugu. Labour leaders in Enugu State have emphasized the need for Nigerian workers to be considered in decision-making and implementation processes so as to have a fruitful and productive society. They were speaking during the 2024 Workers' Day celebration with the theme, People's First. Chika Ugu's report is here presented.
It is a day set aside globally to celebrate workers, articulate their predominant concerns and aspirations, as well as demand for better working conditions. For workers in Enugu State, though appreciative of the state government's efforts in repositioning the economy of the state and reinvigorating the civil service, they are yearning for a state where workers' salaries, pensions, and gratuity are paid without protests or strike actions.
We therefore encourage workers to ensure that they reciprocate the government kind gestures by being committed to duties and ensuring quality outputs. I thank Your Excellency for always being committed to the welfare of the Enugu and workers in particular.
Also want to seriously request for the full implementation of consolidated health salary structures. And in Enugu State, these health professionals and workers are still earning percentage of this consolidated health salary structure.
The governor, represented by the deputy governor, who identified the theme of the day, People First, as apt, said it is in tandem with the state government's vision of zero poverty. The deputy governor reiterated the state government's commitment to improving the welfare of workers.
I'm happy to acknowledge what the governor has done with the wage award. We're not thinking that wage award will solve all your problems. But it's just palliative to cushion the immediate effect. But what we are doing is to build a system that will solve the problem in the long run.
The event featured march past by workers from various parastatals and organizations in solidarity. In Enugu, Chiegono Aro, NTA News.
The governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mba, says the recent attack on Nimbo community in Uzuwani local government area of the state, which resulted in 4 casualties, is unacceptable, promising that government will track and bring the attackers to book. The governor was speaking when he visited the community to commiserate with families of victims of the attack. Chika Ugu's report is here presented.
A tense and sober atmosphere in Nimbo, Uzowani local government area of Enugu State followed the attack by alleged armed herdsmen claiming lives of 4 people, including a child. The recurring incidents in the community has become a nightmare, making the people live in fear and agony.
This is not the first time, this is not the second time. We don't sleep, we don't think they destroy our farm.
He killed my brother. With the child he carried for his hand. They killed all of them.
We can address our situation if we are strengthened and empowered and given the opportunity.
Accompanied by heads of security agencies, Governor Mba, who was enraged by the attack, assured that government would work with community and security stakeholders to strengthen security in Uzowani local government area.
We really do have any reason to exist as government if we cannot guarantee the safety of our people. We're going to identify, we're going to track these culprits. We're going to pursue them wherever they are. We're going to capture them, and we're going to make sure that we bring them to justice.
The government, he said, will foot all medical bills of victims, award scholarships, as well as job opportunities to the bereaved families to help alleviate their pain. In Enugu, Chiegono Aro, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Enugu. Ifeoma, it's back to you in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide.
Many thanks, Chinenge. The Minister of Defense, Muhammad Abubakar, is advocating concerted efforts by stakeholders in addressing the challenges faced by communities around the border areas. The minister, while receiving the Executive Secretary of Border Communities Development Agency, George Kelly, in Abuja, acknowledged the gravity of the challenges faced by border communities and stressed the need for innovative solutions to improve the welfare of the border communities' inhabitants. He commended Dr. George Kelly for designing a strategic plan for tackling border communities' issues, pledging to support any viable initiative in addressing the issues. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAMB says the only way to check the 2024 UTME results is to send UTME results to 55019 or 66019 using the same phone used by the candidates in registering for the UTME exercise and ensure that the SIM is not only on any bundle. A statement by the board indicates that this is different from what obtained last year. Hence, the results at the moment are not and cannot be found on the board's websites. Candidates are urged to follow the method specified above to obtain their results. They need not visit any cyber cafe or patronize any third-party entity to check their results. The public is also advised to be wary of any candidate parading printed result slip, as currently the result is not on any paper format as being circulated on social media. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association is threatening to withdraw its depot services nationwide over non-payment of bridging claims of their members. Chairman Ipman Depot Chairman Forum, Yahya Aman Al-Hassan, made this known at a press briefing in Abuja. Lydia Sampson reports.
Also, the banks have taken over.
The communique read in Abuja by Mazi Oliver Okolo, Unit Chairman Abba Depot, says Ipman has waited for the payment of bridging claims following intervention by Minister of State Petroleum Oil, Heniki Lokobiri. He alleged Ipman's decision taken after the expiration of the 40 days period given by the minister is the only way to make the public understand the numerous challenges behind the supply chains. He alleged most of their members are out of business. They are urging the leadership of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority to offset the 200 billion naira owed Ipman members since September 2022.
We totally reject it. We also hereby call on the federal government of Nigeria to wholly intervene forthwith in this lingering issue between the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA.
It shall allow everything will be okay. Without not pay our money, then anytime, even today or tomorrow, everything will set up.
We are an association, not a trade union. So we've already exhausted all avenue for at least diplomatic approach with the relevant authorities. Definitely it proved abortive.
On scarcity of petroleum products, they allege that the challenge originates from NNPC Limited and not from Ipman. They say that as painful as it is for them, if their demands are not met, they will be forced to shut down. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
80 officers and marshals of the Federal Road Safety Corps from the northeast and northwest regions of Nigeria converged on Kano for a 3-day capacity building program on the use of modern equipment for quick response in case of accidents. Elizabeth Yila reports that it is in a bid to enhance safety on the roads by updating of paramedics and patrol operatives.
Aimed at enhancing the skills of road safety paramedics and patrol operatives, the capacity building highlighted the commitment of the Federal Road Safety Corps towards ensuring safer roads and fuller lives for all citizens.
The main goal is to make sure that we save lives, and in saving lives, we prioritize how we can remove casualties from injuries when crashes do occur. Even where they happen, where we cannot stop them or control them, we make sure that those people that are victims, they don't die as a result of that crash. We can safely and professionally evacuate them and take them to the hospitals.
One of the key highlights of the program was a live demonstration showcasing advanced equipment and techniques for quick response during accidents, while providing participants with first-hand insights into effective emergency response protocols and the utilization of modern tools.
Being Adamawa State in highway is not a small job we are facing there in Adamawa State. This program will help us to know how to do rescue and to save people's life.
The program actually is going to enhance our capacity, our performance in terms of emergency and rescue operation.
As Nigeria continues its efforts to address road safety challenges, collaborative programs like this capacity building will aid in equipping road safety personnel with the necessary tools and knowledge to save lives and prevent accidents. In Kano, Elizabeth Yila, NTA News.
Celebrating legends and role models in the society is a necessity which should be encouraged to build a sound generation. This was made known by Professor Daud Noibi while delivering a keynote address at a book presentation in honor of late Professor M.O.A. Abdul. Anthony Gandonu witnessed the event, which took place at Tetfond Hall, Tai Solaring University of Education, Ijagun, and tells us more.
Entitled Ascendancy of Arabic and Islamic Studies in Nigeria, the book was a first shrift in honor of Professor Musa Abdul. In his keynote address, Professor Daud Noibi said, celebrating legends in the society should be encouraged to reduce moral decadence among the youths.
He really succeeded in attracting anyone that he thought to have anything to do, anything to contribute to the progress of the Department of Arabic and Islamic Studies.
It's a very, very historical book, and it has so many facts, and it teaches us certain things, especially the one about spirituality of education, so that we can start to see what Islam has said, that this life is just a pastime.
He did the work with passion, such a way that he attracted so many young Nigerians across the nation to show interest in Arabic and Islamic studies.
I'm one of those people that benefited from his scholarly activity, because these two of his books were very, very relevant and very useful to me in my spiritual development.
The book, Ascendancy of Arabic and Islamic Studies in Nigeria, has 455 pages and divided into 4 sessions with 22 chapters. In Ijebu-Ode, Anthony Gandon, NTA News.
Let's now join our sports desk for the latest in the world of sports.
Football enthusiasts have continued to express reservations over the decision of the Nigerian Football Federation to overturn the 1-0 victory of Eyimba of Aba over Doma United to a mere goalless draw during the March 10 encounter. The center referee had earlier awarded the Eyimba goal after an OB-VAR review following the alleged pressure from their fans.
The Nigerian Premier Football League has come of age. I mean, it's so absurd to see that our league still does not have any video assistant referee.
However, Eyimba Football Club has made its intentions known to appeal the decision. To volleyball, Kano United volleyball team have emerged winners of the maiden edition of the Abuja Volleyball Challenge May category after beating Defense Spikers 3-2 in the finals in Abuja. Meanwhile, Nigerian beach volleyball female national team are already in camp in Kaduna in preparation for the final qualifiers for the battle of the Seoul Africa beach volleyball ticket of the Paris 2024 Olympics.
But the preparation is on. They will be going for a tour. By next week, they should start the West African tour, going to Ghana, Lome, Cotonou, and then back to Badagry.
And with sports updates, we conclude Nationwide for today. Thank you very much for watching. I am Ifoma Ojinta. Bye for now.